And we're live. So, welcome everybody to yet another live interview show with Become a Fearless Father. And today, my guest, Bart Miller. Bart, thank you so much for hopping on. Man, I got so excited. I was like, man, it doesn't matter what time, what day, let's make this happen. Because, and I'll let the people know right now, if you're hopping on later on, I saw Bart on my dear friend Christopher Voss's show. And the first part went immediately about marriage. And I was like, that's very important. And the way you brought it, right, it's that some of us don't understand that if your marriage is not working, if you're arguing and then you got to give it your all at your work, your business, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's not happening.
Amen.
So happy that you came on. So first of all, Bart, so the way I do this, let's start off with a question. And then right after that, we're going to go in a little bit deeper on who's Bart Miller, right? So first, man, because that's why I hopped in, right? By the way, people, I'm going to share the link right away. So I'm going to keep this up for a little bit, right? Click on that link, check it out. That's the reason I got on this course or challenge immediately. So I highly recommend that. Let's start with that. But that's why I want you on. So how does one, and you call that level up, right? How does one level up their marriage? Let's start with that question.
Start with that. I think the biggest way into leveling up your marriage is understanding each other. But what I mean by that is so many times in relationships, and I don't care if it's in marriage or in personal relationships, we do not understand anybody but our own learning systems, our own styles, our own love languages. And we have to understand other human dynamics. And so sometimes, and most of the time this is the case, our significant other is a different love language than we are. Mm-hmm. They get things, their information, the way they learn is different than we are. And yet we're trying to be in a relationship with this human being. And it's not only difficult sometimes, but extremely frustrating if we don't understand just a few things and learning styles. So how to level up, first of all, is always understand you, be willing to change, not change you, but understand you to the level that you can understand other human beings. Because everything starts, all 10 fingers have to point to you before anywhere else. So level up in marriage is understanding you, taking yourself to the higher being, and then giving that forward.
Love it. That was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Control what you can control.
That's right.
Absolutely. So now you saw me being really honest and open when I just came into the group, right? Explaining like we, just for the people to know, right? And I'm open as anything can be. Yesterday, I had one of the most toughest conversations with my wife while we working really well together at the moment on improving our marriage and making it more exciting, etc. And we just had a really hard conversation and come find out, right? Exactly what you just said is like, I was showing her appreciation and how I love her my way.
Yeah.
Right. And then I knew that already, like, don't do that. And I stopped doing that except Sunday. I made another dumb move and it's clicked off. Right. So I'm really happy that you talked about that. We're going to dive into that some more in detail. Right now, Bart, share with us, who are you and what's your situation, right? Kids, entrepreneur, what do you do? And marriage, of course. And then we'll go more into the whole challenge.
Yeah, I always tell on my business card, it says marketing geek, because reality is I love marketing, to be honest with you. That's like my favorite thing. But I'm an internet marketer. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, but I really take the most pride in my family and that I get things done. I'm an extremist. And what I mean by that is that I teach people how to time crunch faster than anything they've ever done. So I started bodybuilding, committed to winning the sword. You see it, probably the sword behind me. If I go this way, boom, there's the trophies up there, big sword up there behind that. Did that in 1 year. Told everybody I was going to win a saddle. Team roping, totally different sport, to prove my point. Did that in 1 year. In cycling, accomplished huge goals. So I teach everybody that you need mentors and people in your life. And I've not only teach that, but I've led by example of hiring the right people to put in my life in every aspect, my marriage, my business, and in my fitness. Now, I believe we all need multiple coaches, and so that's the big thing for me. So reality is I am a life hacker, and I am an entrepreneur and a father.
Nice. I like that. How many kids you got, Bart?
Kids I've got are 4 kids that I'm aware of. I'm just kidding. Totally 4 kids. And, I have my oldest is married, and then I have a younger boy. Not younger boy, but I mean he's 20. And then I have a younger daughter, and she is 18, going on 19. I have a little guy that he's 10. So big gap between the daughter and the boy, but the other three are really close together.
Exactly. Awesome. So let me ask you this, because I'm really curious about that. What made you, because you just said, like, I'm an affiliate marketer, and what I've understood from your interview with Christopher, you've made your money mostly with other people's products. Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah. So I've always sold other people and helped them market their stuff. This is the first product I've actually created that is 100% me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people hire me to coach them, but it's always on their products, right? So I big in the camping space, RV space. We're in the top 1% Amazon sellers there. And then we have a makeup school called Robert Jones Beauty Academy, which is I own a good portion of that company. But once again, I have a partner that I depend upon. He's the makeup artist. He's the one building content. He's doing all that kind of stuff. So therefore, I'm always at, kind of that beck and call, where this project really is 100% me.
Exactly. So why all of a sudden the change in saying, like, I'm going to come out with this product? And then I would say one of the most difficult topics that we can talk about, right?
Yeah. So I first of all, my daughter got married, right? So instantly you go, whoa, here's what a new relationship looks like. Today's my anniversary, 25 years today.
Congratulations. I was just thinking that. I'm like, I got to ask you when their anniversaries, because I know it's close. That's fantastic, man.
25 years of marriage. What's the difference between that in 1 year? What hell have I been through that I could help? And the one thing that I have found, so this is going to be interesting maybe for you, is if you look in internet marketing, and you look at, like, let's just say Russell Brunson's group. I don't know how many people you have in Russell's group, or click on follow you. But let's just take his inner circle. How many of them are couples that are leading the pack? Go look at real estate. Top of all real estate company, are they couples or single individuals? Couples. Go look at network marketing. Top of all those companies, are they couples or are they individuals? So you start to see a theme of those people who rise to the top are couples. You also start to see a theme that couples who work together and are yoked together and going, they can accomplish major, major things. So as my wife and I, we get a lot of questions because we're internet marketers, we're a couple, and people are always like, how do you work together? Teach us the secret of working together, or how to get my significant other to work with me. And then there's 2 things that destroy marriages most of the time, like 99% of the time. Let me give you the clue on what they are: sex and finance. Right? So if we look at sex and finance, they're both in the couple space. Well, I'm not afraid to talk about both, right? You need to be financially sound. How do you get there? Well, I believe you get there through online schools, not through e-commerce first, but online schools. And there's a difference between a course and a school. Sex, you have to have a relationship that's built on intimacy and trust before you're ever going to have the kind of sex you want in your marriage. Now, most of us have man sex, which is a horrible way to look at it, but it's the truth. Instead of a female dominant sex relationship. And if you look, there's a lot of reasons that we should be addressing that in a better way, in my personal opinion. But I think a lot of things that we make our decisions on need to be more around what does the couple and what's the purpose and the unity of a couple and what can they accomplish further. So we decided to tackle that first, and how that relates to business, how that relates to fitness, finance, faith, and family.
Nice. So when you say man sex, can you explain exactly what it is that you mean?
So the biggest thing I see there is that male dominant sex is a woman's there for one purpose, and that is to get us off and we're happy. We don't really think about what they're designed for. And what's been taught today that we don't understand is that the male is the dominant in sex, when reality is, just want to give you one thought process. Now, probably not where you want to go here, but you ask, so you're going to get it.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Let's take a woman, right? If you look at her anatomy, why did God give a woman a clitoris? What's its purpose? You have any idea what its purpose is for?
Enlighten me. No idea.
Nothing but pleasure. Nothing. They have more sexual being to them than we ever thought of as a male. Did he give you a button that's just purely for pleasure?
Nope.
Didn't give me one.
Nope.
Yet, we're so dominant in the way that we teach women they have to be in the male orientation of sex versus a female. Females have more energy. They have more ability. Can you go off multiple times in one night and still be ready to go again?
Nope.
Wow, they can. So who's the most sexually dominating person a human created? It's a woman. Why aren't we learning from that and understanding that on a deeper level? Then all of a sudden, our ability to have more intimate relationship and better sex is crazy. Anyway.
Well, no. I love that you went there. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, if you listen to this and you're enjoying this, just like Richard just said, such value, make sure you hit that heart button a couple of times so more and more people can watch this. Make sure also to share this with all your friends, because I think this is huge value. And I'm going to share you exactly why I wanted this guy on my show. So as I said, I had a really hard conversation. So what you just shared, why I share how I messed up and what you exactly mean. I wish we would have met a couple of years ago and you told me this, right? So what I do is, and probably all guys, right? So you see your wife, you're like, wow, she looks good. What do? You grab her ass, or you grab her boobs, or you rub a crush against her, right? So that's you showing her like, hey, look, I'm into you. I think you're really hot. Let's do this. And that actually turns her off, like,
that's right,
completely.
Yep.
So we actually decided, I want to hear your feedback on it. We actually decided yesterday, we won't have sex anymore. Right. So or unless she initiates it, so I know exactly where I'm at. Right. And I'm not allowed, like I told her, I'm not allowed to grab her ass like that, or her boobs, or rub my crotch. Just only the things that I know she likes. Right. Rub her back, give her a really nice kiss, give her a hug, all that she likes, or give her a massage. Right. That's the things I want to say.
Sure.
So, but now I know where I'm at, and she knows where she's at, because she knows now that all my intentions that I have are purely to make her feel good, right?
Sure. Yep.
Does that make sense? Is that a good direction to go into, or what would your advice be in that case?
Yeah, I would say it's not healthy.
Okay.
And I would want her to be part of this, so she'd understand this. So hopefully she listens to this, and that is that I think you're both got the right intentions. I think you're just miscommunicating on a couple of different things, right? So if you look at the female, right, generally speaking, and this is general, so ladies, please don't crush me on this. I don't need a hate mail right here. And I wish my wife was on this with us so that we could have more of a couples conversation here. But this is your thought process. The number one thing that your wife wants to know and understand is that she is the chosen one.
Exactly.
100%. There's no distraction for you that she is chosen. Now, the reason that sex can be difficult for women is because they are not feeling secure in a relationship as the chosen one. Most of the time, the barriers there are because they're not chosen. The other thing is that we're not communicating on the levels that we need to be communicating on. So what happens is that she's expressing certain things, you're expressing certain things. So this is what happens is we end up being in the need-want relationship, not only in a relationship, but a sexual relationship too, instead of a want relationship. So let's forget sex here for a minute. This is something that we all have to understand as male and female. In a relationship, so if we decide to become really, really good friends, which I hope we do, right? If there's a point in our relationship when I have to have you in my relationship, I have to, then I'm in a need-want relationship. Because you don't need me. You want me to be there because we're friends, but you don't need me. But I need you, which means that is not a healthy relationship.
Okay.
Either way, that is an unhealthy relationship. Because what happens is in a relationship is we both need to be individually capable of wanting each other. Because when we want each other, then it's a whole different dramatic in the relationship, a whole different mindset. I don't need my wife to be successful in business. I don't need her for anything in life, really, right? What I need to be, stand alone. But I want her to be the exact same way. I'll do anything on planet Earth. If I died tomorrow, would it hopefully crush her? Yeah. But can she exist without me? Yes, she can. Okay. But that brings us closer and closer together because we want to be with each other. But she's not dependent upon me. I'm not dependent upon her because we're in a want relationship. But what happens is in a lot of relationships is the man becomes a dictator and a control freak because they're in a need want. He makes her have to need the money. He makes her have to need this, need that. She can't exist without him. Oh, you looked at another guy. Shame on you. But he's out looking at every chick there is on the planet Earth. Right? Because as soon as she becomes independent or she becomes beautiful or she becomes whatever she needs to be, he's intimidated. Right? So it's really interesting in relationships when you say, I'm going to leave you. And the woman goes, whoa, I want sex now. I want sex. Why? Why do you want it now? Right? Because the dynamics have changed. We'll get more into this later. It'll take for hours to get in. I'm trying to just, but reality is in relationships. So for you right now, if your wife and you are both in a need relationship and you're able to say to her, look, honey, I'm human. I am human. I am a man. When I see how beautiful you are and you are beautiful, there's nothing more than I want to grab your butt. But what I'm really telling you is I want you. You're my baby. I'm not doing it just because, yeah, of course it turns me on. But I'm doing it because you rock. I don't want to do it to anybody else. You're my thing. She should be going, every time he touches my butt means I'm his queen? Hell yeah. Who doesn't want that? But see, if it's, hey, be in the bedroom in 5 minutes or I'm going to be pissed off, or hey, I want it right now, and if I don't get it tonight, I'm going to be mad. It's a whole different message. If you grab her breast because it's fun for you and you do it appropriate, what I mean appropriately is the kids aren't right there, whatever it is.
Don't worry.
And you knowing that you're a human being, that you're a man, but she's your queen, she'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. That doesn't mean I'm going to get it tonight. That means I would do this because you're hot. I think the world of you, right? And you're going to learn when we go through some other techniques that you'll learn
I can't wait.
super cool. But I think it's healthy as men that we don't, it's not about a power struggle. And right now what you're making it is power on both sides. She has the power of your sexual desire. Okay, well, there's some of that I understand, but she shouldn't want that. She should want it to be both ways. And you should want it to be both ways. But you need a clear understanding of what that means. Exactly. So anyway, we could spend hours, but my point is that you've made a decision. If it works for you, then it works for you. Do I think it's healthy? Not 100%. But I don't know all the background either. I don't know your background or your background. So it's easy for me just to jump in and say X, Y, Z without a lot of understanding. But it may be the right thing for you both right now. And if it is, hey, dude, awesome. At least, this is the cool part. At least you both acknowledge it. You're both having conversations about it. And you're both trying as a couple to make a difference.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. What more could you ask?
True. Listen, guys, if you're enjoying this, I'm going to share the link again. This is in the comment section and actually also in the description, right? You can click on this and you can come and join us on this challenge with your partner. I highly recommend it. Christopher, I know he's not on right now, but he will be on later. I know him and his wife will highly recommend it. We love what Bart's doing. And Sonny, right? Sonny is your name. So, and look, he is so determined about and convinced that this challenge is going to change your life and your marriage.
Yeah.
He's showing up on his anniversary. 25 years, right? That's
25
great.
years.
I mean, who would do that? So that says it all. So again, in the comment section, click on it. Everybody that's right on there, click that heart button. We still got 5 minutes, so we're definitely going to ask some more questions. So besides that, right now you got amazing, successful businesses. You're crazy busy. Then you make sure that everything clicks with your wife. Now you got 4 kids. You also got to, of course, make time for them. What's your strategy, your system, or however you want to call it, to make sure that everybody gets the attention that they deserve? Oh, wait, this is cool. Christopher is here.
That's awesome.
There you go, Chris. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah. So to answer your question it's impossible. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's so many things that happen when you have kids, and we're all in different seasons of our kids. For me today, it's a lot easier than when all the kids were here at home and there. Okay. Understand, this is the one thing as humans you have to understand is, what season are you in your life? Don't compare your season to somebody else's season of life, because my kids are out of the house. I have one little guy at home. Super easy for me now. It wasn't when I was in a different season of my life. So I can tell you, hey, this is what I do today. Come on, let's be real. I got one little dude at home, right? And I've been through 3 others. Okay. Yeah. So understand, first of all, the season you're in. Now, let's go back to your question. We created our online schools to create residual income. That was our number one goal for Sunny and I. Now, I don't care if you do that through network marketing. I don't care how you do it. The number one goal for every couple needs to be create residual income to cover their expenses. Okay. That does everything in the world for you. It's like having your house paid off. Then all of a sudden, you're not stressed every single month of where the dollar's coming in. Okay. Now, once you're not stressed about that, then that gives you the agency to attend so many things with your kids and be part of their lives on a level so that you've never been. So it's like this. Sunny and I lived like no one else would, so we could live like no one else can. And that's what people get jealous of. They say they want to do what we did, but they're not willing to really do it. Sunny, I'll never forget the day that I put Brett's in my daughter's hair center to get on the bus. A teacher had to do her hair at school because I was horrible at it, but I was the one at home trying to make crap happen. She was working outside the house trying to make crap happen. Daughter gets home, she has to see her daughter, and somebody else did her hair for her. Broke my wife's heart. Literally, I'll never forget that day. Cried and cried and cried. And I didn't know what I was going to do. But we were in the midst of building what we have today, and we knew it. So we didn't give up. Exactly. Now we live at a different place because of that. And that doesn't answer it. But, dude, there's no such thing as a perfect wheel. There's always an imbalance because something's going to give wherever you're at and whatever season you're going to be in. And that's just being transparent. It's just part of life.
Exactly. Love it, man. I really appreciate that. So in regards to, transparent life, and it's going to be out of balance, how do you then deal with, with the whole anxiety, overwhelm, all the weight that's on your shoulders to make everything happier? What's one of the things that you do? Because I hear this a lot from our fellow entrepreneur dads. It's like, it's so difficult. I got to do this and this and this. How do you deal then with, okay, I know this now, I know that it's going to be out of balance. That's okay. But how do you deal with the whole mindset game then?
Yeah, very good. Great question. This is something that, and you nailed it, everybody struggles with this. So if you're struggling with this thinking you're the only one, you're way off track. Everybody struggles with this. So this is what happens to me. Something bad happens, right? All of a sudden I lose a big account, right? I have a mantra that I instantly, every time negativity comes in, I say my mantra that it makes it go out. I have a morning routine. Morning routine is so critical. And I know that it's been talked about. I know that a lot of people go by, whatever. It really, truly is, man. It is one of those things. And then I create my body as a weapon. So I eat so that my mind, my energy is at peak level to be able to be the weapon it is. I don't use, well, I'm not going to say this because as soon as I say this, somebody's going to see me eating something and be like, dude, and rip on me. I mean, let me be clear. Here's my Mountain Dew. It's not diet, but I'm being transparent, right? But I try to eat as if I'm a Ferrari instead of eating as a Volkswagen Bug, okay, or as a diesel pickup, right? So just understand that. And do I have temptations just like it? Yes. Do I make mistakes? Yes. but I try the best I can with everything I'm doing to be at high performance so that I can serve you, serve my communities the best I can. But I meditate. Negativity hits all of us, including in our relationships. Okay, I'm going to give you one last little tip here I want you to think about. Okay, so let's say Sunny and I we do something. All of a sudden we come back, right? What's going on in playing the things that are playing in my mind and the playing in her mind aren't always the same. So I get frustrated, I get pissed off of this event. She cannot figure out why I'm mad and what's going on. If we'll come together, and it's something we teach, if you'll come together, and it's a longer story on how I do this. I'm trying to cut this down. She said 5 minutes, so we're almost out of time here. So what I say to her is, what's playing in my mind and the way this came across to me is this. And then I give her time to say what's in her mind. Without any comment, she makes no comment. She makes no nothing. She goes through and does the exact same thing. All of a sudden, we both look at each other, take a deep breath and go. And generally, 99.9% of the time, what's going on in my brain isn't even what's going on in her brain at all. And once we do that, it's like, how did I get so far off? And she goes, I don't know. How did I get so far off? But it clears it up, because then it's like, oh, done, over, boom, on to the next thing, right? So what happens in relationships is what's going on in my mind isn't, I can assume all day long, but it doesn't mean it's exactly what's going on in your mind. Get that cleared up. Things go further and faster ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely agree. I told my wife yesterday, for the last 2 weeks, we have never argued so much. However, you weren't there. And she's like, huh? So yeah, I was arguing with you in my head and you were answering me. Yeah. And now that we cleared it up, it's like whatever I answered was nothing of what you just shared with me. But it's the fear of then actually, because it's been going on so long in my head, it was the fear of actually, finally sharing it with her.
Exactly what it is. And it's so not fair to our wives and to the other people either, because the anxiety and the stress that we carry, obviously you sleep next to that human being or in the next room, and it just isn't good. It's not healthy. And it's so much easier to clear it all up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it, man. So again, I want to share the link another time. Come on, people. Come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
If you do, we'd love to have you as part of our culture, part of our community. This is Sunny and I's very first challenge, so forgive us. We're going to make mistakes. But if you get one takeaway, I feel like we priced it at a really reasonable price to help people out on it. And I can pour lots of knowledge into you. And I'm not going to tell you that Sunny and I never struggled. And you'll hear some of that. We did. But at the end of the day, 25 years as of today, we're together. We love each other. And so grateful to be here.
I think also that's what makes you grow. Like you struggle, and that's exactly
because we care.
I mean, I worry when we don't struggle, actually.
Amen. It's because we care.
Yeah, there you go. Well said, well said. Bart, real quick, what are other ways to follow you, get in contact with you? What if these guys have any questions and they're like, oh, what's the best way?
Instagram is probably my number one platform, just because my Facebook group, I love that everybody follows me on my Facebook group, but my private, like my personal page is pretty full. So I'm always deleting people and I always feel guilty, but Instagram lets that wide open, and it's Bart Allen, which is ALLAN. So the Allen's a unique spelling, Miller, and PM me, private message me on there, but you're welcome to try to reach out on Facebook. If I have room, I will add you. If I don't be mad at me though, because I add you, I have to delete somebody else. And if they're not contributing, I'm good with that. But just so you know, it does take me time. And then I think that's the best way. If those platforms don't work, you can email me, bart@gofastweb.com, but don't spam me, please. And that's it. Other than that, reach out. Love to help you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Again, Bart, thank you so much for being on. Once we turn this off, please give me another minute. Don't go away. Yeah. Everybody else, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Make sure if you're watching this, hit that heart button as many times as you want, so this gets, spread. I think it's a message that everybody needs to hear for those that are in a relationship. And even if you're not in a relationship, I mean, these are lessons that you can learn. How great would it be to have these lessons and take them into a new relationship? I think it's be invaluable. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate all of you. We'll be on again tomorrow. See you then. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Bye-bye.
See you guys.